Hi, I'm Rocky, and this is going to be a tutorial for how to get the Cowbear in We Love Katamari Reroll plus Royal Reverie. So I'm currently the world record holder for the no boost speedrun category in this game, and I'm currently preparing for my second candle percent run, which is like speedrun where you collect all the objects in the collection. And I've just been practicing this level a lot because this level's hard, and I figured why not just make a little tutorial? It'll help me kind of doing this for myself, but if you watch this and it helps you get the Cowbear too, that's awesome. So we're just going to get started right away. You see the spawn that I'm at right now. This is actually the preferred spawn because you can just get started on my little route right away. But if you spawn at one of the other places, I'll tell you how to get there. So if you spawn on the roof like this one's pretty easy. Don't go forward because you will run into that little bear. Instead, you can go over here, roll up a few of these bales, and then get some of these logs if you want to. Don't get the bear statues, and then just continue getting these shopping carts. There's another spawn. There are 3 spawns in this level, and I'll show you what to do if you get that one. If you get this spawn right here, what you want to do is turn your camera, because you don't want to roll all the way forward. You'll run into that bear. But you can just roll forward after you get around that. Cross the tracks, get hit by a horse. That's not part of the route. But then if you go up here, don't run into these cones, you can actually like kind of get a little bit of extra size here because you'll be on the other side. If you want to get some logs, you totally can, but then look at that, we're right back to where we started. So I'll just start from here. This route that I made, I kind of have developed it myself over the years, so it's just my own little route. It's not necessarily the best. I don't know, it might be the best, but it's pretty easy, relatively safe, and also a little bit quick if you're good at it. So let's get started on the route. No matter where you spawn, this is where you're going to start. Get these shopping carts. You're going to get the bales. You're just going to keep going up the track, getting everything on it except for anything that is cow or bear shaped, obviously. So don't get the statues. So you get the propane tanks and the safes, some hay bales. These 2, you don't have to worry about this guy, but get the other 2 people. Bushes, and then turn around right here and get these coffins. Now here's what you're going to do here. You actually want to turn around, kind of. Don't get the polar bear. I don't know if I'm big enough to, but don't do it anyway. And you're going to get those binoculars plus everything that is on these bleachers here. We've kind of gotten some of it, but you want to be around 2 meters 70, which I'm not yet, because I forgot to get these 3 bushes right here. Because 2 meters 70 is about the size you need to be to get these long seats. Once you're done with that, you can go down here, follow this little dirt path, get the pig. Pig is not a cow or bear, so you don't have to worry. Get the little guy, the monument. Right here, see that little cow, that little calf on the screen right there? Make sure to don't get that, because like there's 3 calves or 3 cows that are wandering around this big rock right here. So you just got to be careful when you're navigating around that not to roll those guys up. And get everything on the farm. All the bushes, except for that one apparently. Some fences. You can get those watermelons if you want. They give you decent size, but it's a little bit risky because those bear statues are right there. I'm going to skip them for now, but if you're feeling risky, go for it. Just keep going. Get these dogs. You're going to go this way. Big man is not a cow or bear, so you can get him. More bushes. Flower bed. See, again, there's that cow. You want to go up here to get these dogs. You're not big enough for the rocks yet, but we will come back. You'll be big enough for this weather station. Get all this stuff. I almost ran into that calf. Don't do that. But you see this watermelon in the water? Don't touch it, because if you touch it at this size, it will roll way far away. You actually want to get it later, so getting it now, hitting it now and making it roll away is really inconvenient. So instead, what you want to do, avoid it. Get these reeds. And then you want to get the boat and then these ammonites in like kind of a zigzag pattern. But watch out. See that bear in a box right there floating in the river? That's a trap. Do not roll that up. So get these other reeds. And this part is a little bit tricky, a little bit risky. those two skinny trees next to the polar bear playing the piano, I'm going to get those, but you have to be very careful not to roll too far to get the polar bear. It's not that hard once you get the hang of it. You're going to go around the bear in the box, get these reeds, and you're going to go onto this grassy hill and get more of these skinny trees, but you're not going to get all of them yet. There are 5, I think. You're just going to stay on this right side, get those 3 trees, and then we're going to cross the street. Crossing the street in this level, kind of scary sometimes, so like in real life, look both ways. Is there anyone coming? Actually, traffic only comes from this direction, so you don't really have to look both ways, but it's a good practice anyway, both in this game and in real life. I see horses, but no cows or bears. I'm not big enough to get the ox yet. We're going to cross the street. And here's this part. You want to use a little bit of finesse with this part, because you're going to get all the Pegasi, I don't know the plural, but make sure to avoid that cow, of course. So you'll be around 5 meters here. You might size up on the weather station. You might size up on these breakwater blocks. Either way, but you will get to 5 meters here if you followed me exactly, except if you miss one of the breakwater blocks. Not going to be perfect. So you'll get those, come straight up, because see all those polar bears? Or, I guess, yeah, polar bears over there, cute cows are there. But come straight up out of the water, get these cannons. You won't be big enough for this, but look, don't cross the street here, because look at all these cows and bears. Now it's safe. So you're going to go around the other side, get these trees. Get this watermelon. Remember the watermelon? Isn't it nice and convenient in that place since we didn't roll it? Roll it away. Make sure not to roll up the little calf. Going back up here. And now here's something you want to pay attention to. Okay, big stack of rocks. At the very top of this big stack of rocks, you can have one of 2 things. You can either have Mr. Hoshino laying down. That's good. That's the preferred thing. Or you can have a big old bear at the top, and you don't want to have a big bear at the top. And I'll show you what to do. Let's see what we got. We got a big bear. This is actually good because it's good to show you what happens. So you want to roll around both sides to get both of the rocks that are on the floor. Then just roll through, get the ones that you can get, roll through again, and then don't do it again. Because if you roll through again, you're probably going to get the bear. That's not great. Okay, so make sure the coast is clear. Are there any cows? There's one right there, but not right here, so I can go down. And this is where we started. We're all big now. You can try and get this truck if you want. Might be a little risky, but adds a good size. Be careful of this cow that is flying with wings. That is a frustrating run ender if you hit that cow. It flies around this upper racetrack that I'm on very slowly. So you just have to be paying attention, cognizant of where it is at all times. Honestly, just stopping and looking at where you're going, big thing to do in this level. Just making sure there's nothing in the way. But from here, we can go forward onto the bleachers, get this umbrella, get this umbrella, and we're going to cross the street again. So, look both ways. Okay, see that lion driving a pink car? This guy? That's a bear car. If you roll it up, it ends the level. Don't roll up the bear car. But we should be safe. Just go straight. Get all 3 of these little race cars. Get the watermelon, but don't go too far back there because there's bears and stuff, so that's scary. Did I get the watermelon? Yes, I did. And now we're going to go up onto the ship. Get the dried kelp. You don't have to get the ones that are sideways down there. There's a sticker there in case you're wondering. I've never taken a screenshot of that one apparently. But get these guys, and then we're going to drop into the water. You might be wondering, how big do we have to be? The Cowbear size is actually pretty easy to remember. It's all 7s. 7 meters, 77 centimeters, 7 millimeters. So you want to get the watermelons. Don't worry too much about the dolphins, but the sharks give you a ton of size. And there are 3 sharks in the water, so you don't get all 3 sharks. All 3 of these sharks. And then a few of these palm trees, being very careful because there are cows up here. And look, we're big enough for the Cowbear. So now that we're big enough, we need to get into the position to get it. So we're actually going to roll this way. And you're going to want to stay as close to the edge of the map as possible. There's an invisible wall, so you don't go off into the ocean, because look, there's polar bears and stuff. As long as you stay close to the edge of the world, you shouldn't roll them up. Obviously, don't get that bear that's mowing the lawn up there. And we're just going to keep going. Keep going around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. And look, there's more polar bears, so... Okay. See that picnic table with the lady standing next to it? That's your target. Go up here. And then, very, very careful of there might be polar bears, obviously. But this is where we picked up the Pegasi earlier. And we're going to use this spot to cross the street. Okay. So, again, both ways. Wait for the cowmen pass. Camels are not cows or bears, so we're good. And look at that. Remember that bear that was in the box? Well, we're so big, it's despawned. So, roll up an empty box. And this is where we're going to end our level. You want to be in this little river part, because the Cowbear will run through here, and it's easiest, in my opinion, to kind of get it here. So right now, we're just going to wait. We're just going to wait for the Cowbear to show up. Oh, look, here it comes. So, what you want to do is you want to boost for the Cowbear. You want to make sure that the coast is clear. Remember those calves and things that can walk around this grassy hill? Make sure that there are none of them there. Because if you boost too far and you get one of those, that sucks. But you're going to boost, but right after you boost, you're going to immediately hold back. Try and go backwards so your Katamari screeches to a stop because you don't want to go too far. And I'll show you how that looks. So, like that. If you miss, guess what? That's okay. You can always go back and try again. And you should, if you just screech to a stop like that, hit the Cowbear, it'll flip over, and you'll roll it up pretty much right away. Also, be careful of that cow umbrella. That's what I should say, that cow umbrella. But getting the angle that I'm at, if you follow that angle pretty much exactly, then you should not really have to worry about the cow umbrella, more about the cows that are circling the grassy hill that I mentioned earlier. But yeah, if you stay there, as long as you just sit there in the river, even if you don't boost forward, the Cowbear will keep running up to you, then see you run away, and then come back. So you basically get infinitely many tries to get the Cowbear, as long as you don't accidentally roll up another cow or another bear in the process. But yeah, that is my route. Usually when I do that, it's a little bit faster, but of course I was just going slow to explain things. So usually it takes me like around 4 or 5 minutes to do that. I will use boosts in some places if you don't want to use boosts because it's risky. Totally get it. I understand. But that is my route for getting the Cowbear. If you watch this and you're like stuck trying to get the Cowbear, I really hope this helps. And I will end it here. Thanks for watching.